Okay, so what do you listen to Baby It's Cold Outside, right?
Yes.
And do you like the song?
Yes, I do.
Okay, what do you think about it being censored?
I think that, well, I don't agree with it completely because I love the song, and from a historical standpoint, the song has nothing to do with slipping over feet or anything like that to the lady. However, I understand why some people in the modern context might be triggered by it. So while I listen to it, I don't mind that other people, like public radio stations and that, are censoring it to protect those that might be triggered by that line.
There's
Take
so
them back
many
to a trauma that they may have had.
Yeah, but there's so many other ways they can get triggered.
It's true, and I'm not saying that everybody would be triggered, but clearly there's enough of a response to it that, you know, maybe respecting that might be a good thing. I haven't done a study to know if the people that are objecting to it are just people that are saying it in sort of a just kind of a generic, I don't want to say a feminist because I don't want to put down feminists or anything like that, but that kind of way, or if it's people that have actually experienced that kind of trauma, and those are the people that are like, hey, can we not listen to this? Because if it's the people with the trauma, I'm totally on board with, you know, hey, we don't need to cause any more problems. But if it's just people just to say it, I'm not as for it in that case.
Can't they just skip the song? Or
they could. I'm
switch
talking about
the
like
channel?
a public radio station, you know, where they're just listening to, like, usually it's on Christmas music, and you only get like one channel. Usually in our area, at least, there might be more in some others where you listen to Christmas music. So you either listen to it or you don't. And so
Yeah, they could just bring it down. It's okay. So for them, like, one thing they could just volume it down, and another thing is if we're censoring that for them, if it's gonna start where they can get triggered by hearing that what's in my drink from a song, and then we censor it for them, which is perfectly fine, but like, when is it gonna end? Because like,
my other job is at a bookstore, and censoring is hugely, I am firmly against censoring, and so from the standpoint, the radio station publicly playing it, I could see controlling whether or not that gets played for everybody to hear. But what I think should always be is it should always be available for people to download it, because we have all these options for personalizing our lists of music or entertainment, and so making sure it's available for people to listen to is very important to me. But we don't necessarily have to leave it on these public, services where just everybody has that same thing. I wish they'd play it on the radio station because I enjoy it, but I understand some of the reasonings why it's not. And since those public stations are catering to a huge crowd instead of just, a few listeners, I see why they have to kind of go with what everyone says instead of what just a couple people say, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get it. But so does that mean when we're downloading that music that we want to hear in its original text, are we going to have to pay for it?
It depends. I paid for mine, but you can get on YouTube and listen to it for free too.
But on YouTube, you can't drive and listen to it at the same time because it's
true.
A video. And I'm just looking at it in a sense, say I'm selfish, but like,
Okay.
Why is it fair that an artist writes a song? And by the way, this song was written in 1944.
Yes, that's where the historical context is that I'm.
And so long ago, and it's still going. People are rewriting it all the time. So we have this classic music, and that everybody still likes, and just because people are gonna be or might be triggered by it, we are gonna censor it and get it out, and then now like all these other people will have to pay to get it in its original context, which is like, I find it unfair because I feel like censoring it just actually, for the most part, not punishes, but like affects more people like that don't want it to be censored than those that want it to, because like there's an easy fix to it. They could just volume it down.
It's true.
And plus they can also get exposed to that while walking. Someone can have their music too loud and they can hear it. And what's going to happen if they get triggered? Not to be unsensitive, but like...
Well, I understand what you're saying, and honestly, if it was up to me, I would say just, do that. But I understand. I'm one of those that understands two sides of the issue, and I understand why that they're doing that. I do realize that there's other ways to solve it. I also think it's been blown up way bigger than it needed to be. So I'm kind of in the middle on it. I don't think that we should censor it all, really, but I understand why they did for, there's certain crowd. And my biggest issue is who is the one putting the pressure out there. Again, if it's people with this kind of trauma in their background putting it out there, I would like to respect their wishes. I don't want to cause them more pain. However, if it's people that think that that's going to cause a problem, or that it's some sort of message about women and their relationship with men, that's where I have an issue with it.
Okay, and then my other thing is, if we're going to censor that because, say it's the trauma, because of that, then don't we need to censor every other music, because it could be offensive and also very demeaning to women? So, like, rap music.
Yeah, I don't listen to that, but yes, I've heard that.
Yeah, but, like, there's some rap music that's fine if you go on stations or some, but you hear some of them and they're, like, really bad. Why aren't we censoring that? Because those are actually a lot worse than asking what's in the drink.
I don't know. That's why it's a slippery slope. We start taking things.
It is, because, say, if it's even a feminist group that's asking for it to be censored, a rap music will be more logical. Not all rap, because they're not all bad or anything, but, like, what was the song? It's Wigga Wigga, I think. I don't know. I forgot the name of it, but, like, it's really rude, and I like it because it is demeaning to women, but I like it because I like the beat to it or whatever. Yes. But that song could be considered demeaning, and also, I'm not saying this is true, but, like, it can give other guys or whoever wants to hit on girls talking about her butt, or that is, like, okay because this guy did it as a song and we're listening to it. So, like, when will it be enough for us to censor things?
I don't know. I know that right now that we're in a time of change, though. So, I mean, the Me Too movement and all that kind of thing is just causing our society to analyze our art and our entertainment in a way that we haven't done before now. So things are just changing. So I think it's just important to remain respectful, and, other people have different opinions, and just kind of take it from there.
What's your guys' name?
I'm Janae.
I'm Gavin.
And what grade are you guys in?
We're seniors.
That's fantastic. Okay, so have you guys ever heard of the song "Baby It's Cold Outside"?
Yes.
And do you guys hear rumors or whatever it is about them trying to censor it because of the line that says, "Hey, what's in my drink?" or "this drink"?
Yeah, we talked about that in Mr. Potter's.
Really?
Remember he's talking about it?
No.
Okay.
So what do you guys think about it? Or
I thought they censored it because I had something about like being gay, but that means like happy, right?
oh, that's the Elf movie. Someone mentioned it. They said that they wanted to cut the scene where he goes into the girl's bathroom because when he went in, he didn't identify as a girl. I don't know if they actually did that, but someone mentioned that in passing. But the song in general.
I think it should be censored.
You think it should be censored?
No, I don't care.
I don't know. It seems like it's like they're trying to like overcompensate and trying to like hush everything down, which I feel is like really unnecessary. I just feel like, I don't know, people are trying too hard to like prove a point. Those don't need to be proven. Like it's like, I don't know, not that big of a deal.
What's the point that they're trying to make?
Like, I don't know, like just trying to like make everyone feel like super like accepted and everything, which is great. I totally am with it, but you don't need to like try to like erase everything and try to like make everything seem so like kid friendly and everything, because that's not how the world is. So I feel like that's like a little bit too much.
Okay. And are you for or against like censorship of anything like books and movies and?
Against.
No, I mean I feel like there should be warnings if people are gonna be like triggered by it or whatever. But I don't think we need to censor stuff. Just put a warning on it. People will know. They won't be all like, there's something happens.
What about you?
I don't know. I don't think censorship is dumb because it doesn't make any sense how people can censor things. Because if you don't like it, don't read it, don't look at it, don't watch it. Because if you're just watching something to be mad, then an idiot. Because you just want to defend people who don't care to be defended and trying to stand up for other people that don't want to be stood up for. So you're just intruding on other people because you feel like you're doing something that's right.
So you think that they're doing it, not everyone, but some people are doing it just for the 5 minutes of fame
Yeah.
or something like that. Social media.
People want to act like they're right and they're correct, and
They're just coming up as like social justice warriors.
narcissistic.
Kind of spreading like a bad name for other people.
Okay. That's awesome. Anything else?
That's it.